Right, Danny Robinson. The club has just enjoyed its first season back in the Southern League. How do you feel it went?
Bit of mixture of feelings, really. I set myself, high standards. So does the club. So does the players and everything like that. We wanted to try and see if we can try and get the players right at the start of the season. That's probably more me than the club, really. But yeah, on whole, and as a first season back at this level, you can only be pleased. Stayed up comfortably, finished mid-table comfortably, and like I said before, it now gives us a good base to build from and try and really kick on.
So, what have you learned about football at Step 4?
No easy games. If you look at our results, I think we've taken points off of the teams that are in the top of the division, and then we've lost many a point to the teams that are in the lower part of the division. So every game is a game. This level of football, that's one thing I've definitely learned. If you're not at it, you get beat. It's quite as simple as that. And we strive for consistency. We must be more consistent next year. But on whole, it's a fabulous division. Great standard of football. Going to different grounds, new grounds. Pitting your wits against some fantastic managers that are in this league. And all we need to do now is really focus and try and push on as much as we can.
So, what were your personal highlights from the season?
Personal highlights, probably our performance away at Evesham on the Sunday, where we won there. Probably beating Blackfield, the champions here, 1-0. So many a highlight that we've got. We played some great football along the way. Some not so good at times as well. I thought our performance at Cinderford on a Tuesday night was very, very good. It is. There's a lot to look forward to. A lot of hard work to be done, but definitely, we are definitely going in the right direction.
Going back to last summer, there was a lot of upheaval with quite a few of the squad from the double winning season leaving Waterside Park. Was that expected, or did it take you by surprise?
Yeah, to a certain extent, it did take me a little bit of surprise with a couple of players. But as soon as we got put in the, obviously the South and West Division, we're asking players to travel an hour to Thatcham, and then obviously 2 hours on from here, 3 hours, down at Barnstable and Bideford, it's 3.5, 4 hours. So you have to be realistic. You have to acclimatise, obviously, to what league that we're in. Of course, if we kept the squad from last year, we would have started the season off a lot stronger and a lot better. That make no bones about that. But at the end of the day, players will always do what players want to do. I'm full of admiration for every player that done what they done last year, because what a magnificent achievement it was. Players have gone on and done some fabulous things. Babs has gone and got in the playoffs with Cirencester. You look at Harrison, Liam Ferdinand, Jordan Brown. They're just about to play in the playoff finals for Bracknell. A couple of players have gone a little bit higher, and some of them went out at the top. So it's been a rebuilding process. We are rebuilding in a lot tougher league. Not being disrespectful to the Hellenic League, and it has taken a little bit of time. But I feel now the squad that we've got now is more than capable of progressing, more than capable of causing a few more upsets next year, and hopefully, fingers crossed, set out what we want to do.
So we've used a lot of players this season. When did you feel that things finally settled down?
First of all, I hate using a massive amount of players. I never really want to do that. As any manager don't want a high player turnaround. But I felt after Christmas we really settled down, found our feet in the division. I think since Christmas, we had some couple of good runs, putting back-to-back victories and everything like that. Of course, the odd blip along the way. But yeah, I think after Christmas we did find our feet. Like I said, took points off of very good sides in this division, and I definitely feel that gives us, bows us in good step for next season.
The supporters voted for Curtis Angel as their player of the season. Without giving anything away in terms of the manager's player of the year, which will be revealed at next week's presentation evening, which members of the squad stood out for you?
Obviously Curtis deserved, fully deserved that. He's had a magnificent season. I think he was the player that had most appearances. Obviously the last two games, what he did for the club in going in goal, you have to really take your hat off. Players along with him, you have to look at people like Michael Miller, who's been outstanding, whether it's right back or centre half. You know, really as the season progressed, it's just got better and better. People like Tom Melledew, Gareth Thomas, John Beeden, Stuart Cattell, Jack Alexander, Carl Toos. You know, the people that we have added across, you know, along the season have made massive impacts. You know, the players that stuck by me and obviously started the season to finish it, like a couple of players I've just mentioned there, you know, deserve my full respect. You know, Shane and Reece, and you know, so you know, like I said, we've got a very good squad now with 1 or 2 additions over the summer. You know, I definitely feel that we can more than compete in this division, and you know, more than, you know, I don't want to put pressure because, you know, I'm not about that, but more than, you know, try and do a lot better than what we did this year.
Okay, and in addition to the players, I presume you're grateful for the efforts of your background staff?
Oh, massive. You know, I'm nothing without Darts, Bosey, Declan, you know, Jamie Povey and Ben Fulton, who come and done their goalkeeping training as well. You know, they're the real hard workers. You know, Stuart Bailey, you know, Stuart's absolutely outstanding. He's had to step in a secretarial role and everything like that, as well as be director of football. You know, the hard work that, you know, Eric Bailey and Sylvia Bailey and all the committee do. You know, a manager's nothing without people that, you know, work tirelessly behind the scenes, and you know, I'm always grateful for each and individual one of them.
In 4 of the last 5 seasons, Thatcham's away record has been better than the home record. Is that news to you, and why would you think that is?
Definitely not news. Definitely this year it stuck out more to me that our away record was better than our home record. I think we enjoy going into what we call Lions Dens, you know, and having to perform. You know, because when you go away from home, especially at this level, you know, if you're not at it, you could get on some right hidings. You know, we did Highworth, did at Cirencester. So, you know, we do enjoy, you know, going away from home, being the underdog, you know, and not having, I would say, you know, I definitely feel there's more pressure when you're at home. You know, not just us, but any team. You know, there's always more pressure when you're at home. But yeah, my away form, I do look at that, and I do think, you know, like I said, we set up perfectly sometimes to play on a little bit more of a counter-attacking game. And we do hit teams on the break when we're a little bit more away from home. At home, I always say I want to be in the ascendancy. I wanted to make it, you know, hard for any team that comes here. And probably to my own detriment and to, you know, my own fault really sometimes. Maybe we are a little bit too open when we play at home. But you know, like I said, if we can match our away form, match our away form with our home form, then we're going to be a very dangerous outfit next year.
Speaking of next season, have preparations begun yet for next year?
Already started. Yeah, already started. Met with 2 players already, 2 new players. Hopefully, one's definitely done, and obviously, you know, the other one. I will continue to do that. We're not a million miles away with the squad that we've got, so it is just about tweaking a couple of things and adding a couple. You know, we have got a very, very good squad here now. Definitely, you know, I'm excited by it. Pre-season schedule is all done, bar one more game that we've got to sort out. So yeah, it is. It's, as a manager, you never stop. Committee members never stop. You know, people work behind the scenes never stop. So you don't ever really get time off. But you know, yeah, like I say, preparations have already begun, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we go back to pre-season training 2nd of July, and you know, very much looking forward to that already.
So there seems to be some uncertainty around which division Thatcham will play in next season, with some non-league enthusiasts putting us into an adjacent league. When will that become clear, and how does that affect your planning for the season?
It don't affect my planning. Like I said, whatever division we're in. You know, that's down to the FA. You know, I've seen probably about 4 now where they've kept us in the same division. So it is, you know, our plan no matter what. You know, and truth be told, me personally, I don't care what division we're in. You know, the majority of players are more than comfortable with doing both. So you know, preparations won't be hindered, won't be harmed. You know, ideally, obviously, because you know we've now acclimatised to this division. My preference is to stay in this division. I think the club on a whole wants to stay in this division. I think we will stay in this division. You know, from the little sound bits that I've been getting. So yeah, preparation, like I say, they could put us on Mars, and I still want to, you know, play football and do as best as what we can. So yeah, no, preparations won't be hindered, or you know, they will just continue as normal.
Okay, and finally, it's nearly 12 months since the success in the FA Vase at Wembley Stadium. Will you be watching this year's final?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I will be. I'm not going, but I will be sat at home watching it. What a terrific memory to have. To share with 18 players, with the great, of our committee, and everybody who was there that day. It's something that this football club will always remember, and that's what it's about, really. Truthfully, making memories, giving something back to the people that worked so hard, and last 20th of May was unbelievable. But also people forget quite quickly we won the Hellenic League as well, which is no mean feat. To go 40 games unbeaten to win that, to win that league. We got to 2 other cup finals as well, so it was an absolutely fantastic year. But I'm not going to be one that wallows in past glories and everything like that. The most important thing now is for me, my staff, the current squad, to put Thatcham where it's never been, and that's in the Southern Premier, and that's that is my remit. That's not my remit from the club, but my personal ambition, and that's one thing that we definitely want to strive to do.
Okay, Danny, thanks for your time and enjoy the summer.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you.